video for the first time, you were like, "Nah, get this out of here, bro.
No,
I'm cool on this
I
Thriller, bro."
respect him immensely. I just don't. I would never listen to it.
Thriller?
Yeah, I just don't.
That's the illest song ever made.
It's like
probably.
it's like Higher End. Like you need to watch that. It's an event and it's awesome. But I don't like
Right.
listen to it. It's like that.
Got it.
Yeah, but if it
Okay.
comes on
All
in the
right, so
car, are
you're-
you like changing the station? Are you changing the song
Yeah.
or what?
I'll skip it. I'll skip it.
Wait, dude, I would
What?
never skip Thriller if that shit was on in the
like,
car, bro.
like here's another example. Like like
Billie
Billie
Jean?
Jean. Like Billie Jean's a great song, but Chris Cornell killed that. I can't even hear Michael Jackson do it anymore. It irritates me. Chris Cornell killed it way more than Jackson did.
Michael Jackson did a moonwalk for the first time live performing that song.
Dope.
That's
amazing.
that's another one of those moments you're talking about.
Yeah, incredible. But like I'm not listening to it.
That's
Man in
just
the
a
Mirror?
crazy take.
He's got amazing songs that I would rather hear somebody else sing. I don't like
Why?
It's his tone.
Dude.
It's kind of like
What?
Tom's tone got on my nerves now. I can't listen to it anymore.
Well, let's not do that. Yeah, okay. Tom McDonald is not Michael Jackson, though.
No, not at all. But I'm saying like,
Tom McDonald would say that. Like, shout out to Tom. I love Tom McDonald.
yeah,
but
no. I'm just saying like the tone. Like sometimes people's voices get on my nerves. Like sometimes Webby's voice gets on my nerves, or
Okay.
Ren's voice could get on my nerves for a day, and I won't listen to it at all. You know what I mean? Like it's just
so, like, sonically, it doesn't please
right.
you.
Yeah, but
That's
I
tough
would
to
never
hear
deny
about
his-
Billie Jean, though, man. Like, I can hear you about Tom, but like,
Well, not so
Billie
much that
Jean?
song. Not so much that song. Like, but I can listen to that one.
Yeah.
But like I also don't like pop music that much though.
Okay, that's fair. If you don't like pop, I love
I like-
pop music.
I like blues and southern rock.
Do you guys ever
and
get
stuff
tired of a
I
genre?
do too.
I feel like I rotate between like I don't know. I rotate between genres.
Me too. Me too, actually.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
go
I-
like because
yeah.
I have different playlists with different genres. So like I have my hard rock playlist. Hip hop is hip hop, but like when I am feeling sick of hip hop, I will switch over to like the hard rock playlist, or I'll go to my pop playlist, and it'll last a couple of months, honestly, before I start rotating back in.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm in a weird spot where I really don't like anything right now. I don't know.
Yeah,
Nothing like I feel
I'm
strongly about, you know?
I'm
Did
really
you
into
listen to
country
Drake's
right
new
now.
album?
No, I've never liked stuff like that. I don't know. I could give it a try. I mean, send me whatever you want.
Just
I
try it,
actually
bro.
I liked
Try it.
I liked the Webby and Ren stuff. The whatever I can't think
Me
of the
too.
name. But you told me, or they
Yeah,
popped
they're
up
like
on my
4
YouTube
for
after
4
you
right now.
recommended Ren to me, and those were pretty good.
Yeah, Ren's incredible. I saw the new one, the one they just did, the fourth one, about when
Caskets.
somebody passes away. Yeah, caskets. I did that, but I did it for members only, so it's only got like 8 views. But that is a super good song, man. That's,
What do you-
that's a really good song.
Their first song has not been topped yet.
No, that one's too good.
And that wasn't even
That's
their
like
favorite one.
Devil Went Down to Georgia, but rap.
They haven't even that's not even their favorite song, which is wild.
It's weird, isn't it? How artists will feel like this isn't my favorite, but like it'll become a fan favorite.
Yeah,
That's
isn't that
always
crazy?
been weird to me.
And then there's like songs that they hate, and then they have to play them all the time at concert.
Right. And
Like,
perform it well.
Like Stairway to Heaven.
Board
like,
rating.
they hate that song. Like they hate it as soon as they did it. Like, and then
Yeah.
it's the biggest song ever in history. Like so.
Eminem, My Name Is. M hated that. Hated it. Still hates
Oh,
it.
really? Yeah, I can see that. That's another song that I'll skip. It's so annoying.
Oh, me too. Yeah, it's super annoying. I hate
It
that
was-
song too.
It was
That's not-
annoying when it first
Go
came
ahead.
out. But like we all loved it. We loved it, but it was annoying then too.
It was
Like,
dope. Yeah, yeah. I just don't like that Eminem. I hate that is the Eminem that people's brain goes to whenever you're talking about like the greatest in hip hop conversation. Like black culture, hip hop culture, their brain immediately goes to I can't relate to Hi, My Name Is. I can't relate to Killing My Mother. And I'm
Right.
like, oh man, dude, you're asleep. It's
yeah,
okay.
but that was like so unique. Like I'd never been done before. Like
Mhm.
that was back when because I was there live, like in real time, like, when that was
Mhm.
happening. It was amazing, especially where I grew up. It was wild.
Yeah, I was in like middle school during that time frame, and when I was getting into high school, it was the 8 Mile, Eminem Show, 50 Cent era. That all
Right.
happened in 1 year. 2002, 2003, 8 Mile, Eminem Show, 50 Cent. It was like, this dude is insane, bro.
And
Like,
that's what I graduated in 03.
did you? Yeah. What a year to graduate, bro. That's
Yeah.
a good year to graduate.
Yeah, that's whenever I was coming off all my dark times, like right after
Yeah.
my junior year was super heavy. So yeah,
Man.
that was a wild time.
Dylan, my mom's going to see Journey tonight.
Nice.
That's
Why
nice.
is
Well, I
that?
know you like Journey. That's the
Yeah,
type of
Journey's
music
good.
Dylan likes, everybody.
Old
Yeah,
man,
Journey's
old
good.
man, fucking 80s rock. Hell yeah. It's time shit I grew up with,
Don't
man.
stop. Huh?
It's time shit I grew up with. I don't know. I never got over it. It's like what I always
It
come
is
back
good
to.
music.
It's just like a good. I don't know. Like I said, what I'm like really into kind of fluctuates, but that's kind of my home base is where I go back to. Um, Damn, I don't know, man. We had so many things we wanted to talk about when we were yapping this week, but of course we can't remember any of them right now.
No, well,
Um,
the first one was the question I asked about does society what how do I phrase it about does religion prevent you from committing crime or does the law enforcement? Which one more impacts the criminal?
I would love to hear both of your takes on this before I go.
Go ahead, Dylan.
I don't think most people think. I think it's law. I think it's law enforcement. I feel like most people before they do something bad don't think like, is God going to be mad at me? I feel like they're more like, oh, am I going to go to jail? I don't know. Maybe my
I think
brain works differently, but
I think I agree, especially because like your day to day stuff, like nobody's like when the light's yellow and you're like I'm gonna go for it, and then it's red and you're like I'm still going for it. Like that, you're not that the person that stops is not doing it because it's because that's not even like you're not even, the crime is not in the Bible, right? Like so I can't. I think more crime is deterred by law enforcement than it is, and I think there's proof of that with
Mm-hmm.
that kind of go hand in. But if you go to like Muslim countries, like
Mm-hmm.
for sure it's law enforcement, right? Because you get caught stealing, they cut your hand off, like you know what I mean. So,
Mm-hmm.
but that's also
Old
based
Testament
on
law, boy.
yeah. So that they kind of go hand in hand. But what's your take?
I think that I think that law enforcement's guideline is biblical.
everything is
So I
biblical
think
for you, bro.
but I think they coincide. So I don't, well, I agree with both of you. I think that more times than not, people are obeying law because they don't want to go to jail. They're not thinking about eternal consequences. But
Yeah,
I
but
think that the law was structured around
the problem
the
is with
Ten
your
Commandments,
definition, everything is biblical because God created the
No,
world. So then everything
no,
is
bro.
always
It's structured
biblical.
around the Ten Commandments, is it not?
No. So Silver, I wish you would have watched the argument me and Nelson and the what's his name, Sean had.
I don't
We touched on a
can't
lot.
remember his name.
You're such a dick. Hopefully he doesn't
I
watch
didn't mean to.
this.
That was super. I'm sorry. Why did you have to point it out? I recovered.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Sean.
Oh, what a jerk.
Why did you have to
Uh,
point it out?
uh, why
Hey,
did you
listen,
say it
Sean. It's
like
been a
that?
long day. I just drove like 8 hours to get home. I loved having the conversation with Sean. I'm sorry. I
Especially
didn't
because
mean
you
to
agreed with
come
him more
across
than
like
you
that.
agreed with me.
That was
That's what he's
yes,
in it
and that
for.
was an ADHD moment. I thought Sean was dope.
Um,
That sounded
but
so bad.
we already had this argument where we already had this argument where Nelson thinks basically all the rules of society are derived from biblical principles, which I disagree with. And Nelson
Absolutely.
says he doesn't think that we can have society. What'd you say? You can't have a moral society without basing it on biblical principles.
I think that's generally true. I think that's directionally correct.
God, I hate when you say that.
I well, Dylan, I'm not a nut, bro. Like I just think that all of your morals and my morals are structured from the Bible.
That's Jet.
Hey,
He's
Hey,
so let
very
me.
bro.
into his
So
phone right now.
here's the argument for why he's directionally correct because a lot of the atheists would argue that the Bible was to control the population because it took us out of the medieval times. So if that's the case, then that's what caused all the crime to go down. And then it just escalated. It just kept moving from there.
Point it in a different
That's what the
direction.
atheists argue.
I'm trying to think
Not
of a law.
necessarily.
I'm trying to think of a law. Maybe y'all can help me out. I'm trying to think of a law that isn't structured, or we don't have to say structured. I'm trying to think of a law that also isn't a biblical law.
Automatic
America.
rifles being illegal.
Yeah, there's. I
Unless
mean,
you-
voting
okay.
rights.
All right.
I mean, just anything procedural. Anything procedural.
Okay.
I mean, there's
So
tons of
let's
stuff.
so let's do this. Let's try to have a conversation based around those things and which ones we would think. Like, because I actually think. Let's do this. I'm trying to hit a point home here. So, automatic rifle. What's the law?
Bill Clinton did it. It's an assault ban.
Okay.
Assault rifle
So
ban.
assault ban, and then that's not biblical. So if you're going to follow that law, you might have a conscience problem, and you're thinking to yourself, should I obey this law because God would want me to, or should I fight against this law because it's not biblical? And I think most people will feel overwhelming sense to follow the law based off of the law. And God also ordained, biblically, God ordained our government and God ordained marriage. That's the two things he ordained. So I think that
Silver,
it's kind of tough.
why
I think it's a mix between two.
Silver, why can't humanity have come up with religion not as a means to control people or control behavior, but to explain the unexplained and give answers to answers that we don't have, like, what happens after you die and all these other things. They don't have, it doesn't have to have been inherently like a
I'm just
control
saying
mechanism.
that's what like a lot of people like Sam Harris have talked about is that it was a way of controlling. 'Cause it took the Western Hemisphere out of the Dark Ages, right?
Well,
So I mean,
it might be the case that it's like societally beneficial in a lot of ways, but I think you're oversimplifying what people have
I
probably
think you
said.
would agree with that, right, Dylan? You've told me before that you
Yeah,
would agree that it's socially it's beneficial.
yeah,
It's
but
more beneficial than not.
I also think there's things you can teach people that are like good heuristics in general. Like if you say avoid everything orange in the woods, you're probably better off than not because you're going to avoid tigers and cheetahs and all sorts of other bad stuff. But there could be a world
Okay.
where there's like an orange berry bush, right? Where if you're not really like double checking on what you're avoiding, then you could avoid good stuff, right? So I
Okay.
think that like
Yeah.
generally it's probably a good thing, but it, there could be better things, or there could be we could be missing out on some things because of it. Is what I would say.
I almost feel the opposite of that. I think, like, I agree. Well, I agree, but I also feel like the opposite of that could be an issue too, where it's like it's giving you these warning signs, and then you say, "Well, do I really need to warn against, or do I really need to be warned against that? Do I need to ignore that?" And I think that can cause a lot of problems as well.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same thing as if you drive a really great, reliable car, and the car is good and it gets you from A to B, right? There's no reason to get a new car, but maybe the new car has some better features, and you never know until you try. I don't know. It's hard to the
I'm
analogies are
not
kind
mad
of
at
falling
that. Yeah.
apart, but I mean, I think
No, I get
generally
what you're
it's
saying.
probably like a beneficial evolutionary tool, I guess, for lack of a better word. But I don't know,
I think it's
maybe,
tried and true. It's tried
yeah.
and true.
I mean,
so
it's pretty solid.
It
would
works well in marriages. It works well in
would
functioning members of society just doing what they're supposed to do.
would proof of alien life like screw up your belief system?
I think I believe in a different dimension. The Bible actually talks about
Fair.
I don't want to misquote, so I'm going to paraphrase, but the Bible talks about our battle is not with flesh and blood, but against spiritual evil from a different dimension. And we believe in another dimension. And I guess the shortest form answer to your question is that I believe that quote unquote aliens are demons.
Right. You're on the Tucker Carlson
Or
time.
Nephilim, something from a spiritual, instead of from like another galaxy. I believe it's from like a spiritual dimension.
You're on Tucker Carlson's time. That's what
Why can't they just be aliens?
Yikes. Well, that's just what I believe. I believe wholeheartedly that there are demons, Nephilim, and spirits that are driven from a different dimension wholeheartedly. Whereas like a different galaxy being, I don't really believe in at all.
It's the Tucker had a dude on that's some kind of biblical scholar or something, and his interpretation of Nephilim were kind of described as like being Vikings.
Yeah, kind of. The giants, like
They're not
David,
giants. They're not giants in the sense that we think about it. They're just bigger
Correct.
people.
correct. But they were here because the Nephilim was getting it on with humans. That's
Well,
biblical.
so sort of. You should listen to that pod. If you go look at the
Okay.
one, it's a big fat guy with a beard and long hair. It's kind of interesting because I've never heard
I don't know who that
people.
is.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Even if you're not like Dylan, like you would enjoy that podcast just because it's interesting. Like with the guys, his interpretation of the Bible is pretty unique. I had never heard before. I fell asleep during it, but the first half was awesome.
Well, I told you before my belief system once we get raptured, like once Jesus comes back and takes us as Christians. I think this was just me and Dylan talking. But when Jesus comes back, my belief system, I fully believe this. This isn't biblical. I just fully believe that it's going to be what happens. I think when Jesus comes back and takes his people to heaven, everyone that's left here, instead of thinking, oh, maybe there really was a rapture, or maybe Jesus really did come back and get his people, all the Christians are gone. I think that there's still going to be people here that say that they're Christian that have no idea what being a Christian really is, like I believe there is now. And I think that the government is going to say that it was an alien abduction.
Oh, Project Bluebeam.
What? Maybe. I don't want to tie what I believe in into that because I don't know about that, but
Well,
maybe.
I asked this question to Nelson and Sean when we were chatting the other week. Silver, do you think you can create a moral society based purely on without basing it on religion? Like if we based it on just sheer I don't know why the word escapes me. Like utilitarianism generally.
I used to think so. Like I would argue with quote unquote believers that were super hypocrites and stuff. Like
Which there's a lot of.
they were the worst. But now I don't think so because I don't think like you what the internet calls YNs, that that's what they call them.
We're not allowed to do that.
I just did, and I'm working.
Wait, what?
YNs.
I have no clue.
Well, I've had this conversation with OGs, and they
Oh!
have no.
Is that what that meant?
Why is that?
Had some conversations with someone.
It's not,
I love
not
you,
funny.
bro.
So like, but think about like that person, that mindset. That's not. There's no moral anything. Like they don't have a code. There's no. You know what I mean? Like
I do.
that's just
Yeah.
you can't get away from that without showing them the quote unquote the light. I mean, you're not going to put science in front of them or community in front of them and fix that. Like that's and the more secular the West becomes, the worse it gets. It seems like. I don't know. I don't think you can. I don't think. Like, how do you? Because I used to think like when I was listening to a lot of what's his face, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I used to think if you would center, like instead of going to church on Sunday, and you would do like science centers and base more on community or whatever, and talk about science and like universe and how we're all come from stardust. And I used to think that could work, but you're still kind of replacing religion.
Yeah,
with
but we don't do that.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I just don't think it would work. I don't think when you have people out
How do you
there
know?
that, well, we don't know. So you asked me my thoughts, so I'm
Okay.
telling you.
Well, that's what I was trying to
I
get to
just
why
don't
you
think
think that.
I just don't think it's. Well, partially because I don't think you got to take the common denominator. What's the average IQ of the general population is probably not can't even fathom. I don't know like how do you what's a better way of putting this? I've met some people that have darkness in their eyes, and I just don't know how I, you talk if they have like in the back of their mind they slightly fear God, slightly, right? Because I think it's inherent in all humans. And if you remove that, like like if aliens come to Earth and they prove that there is no God, right? For however you want to talk about it. What you've been seeing on the internet, where they're talking about the disclosure time and all that. They've been talking. Pastors
Right.
have been saying that once you find out, like Steven Spielberg is literally talking about right now, it's going to challenge people's faith. If they prove there's no
Mhm.
God, I think all hope goes out the window. And when humans lose hope, this is pure chaos.
I've been following those pastors that have been talking about this since before they released those UFO
It's a
files.
joke to me. I don't. Yeah.
It is, bro. It's a nothing burger so far. I mean,
I agree. I agree with you. But I'm just saying, if that was true, if humans lose hope, humanity goes down. This just goes down. Like I don't think there's any
it's gonna be bad.
real
Yeah,
bad.
like if you were able to
Lose hope
somehow
for an
prove to me,
afterlife?
bro, if you, Dylan, I'm, 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 I'm what you would call on Earth a good person. I feel like, right? I think I'm a terrible person, but most people would say, dude, you're a good guy. I think that listen to me, if you were able to somehow prove to me that God didn't exist, I would be done, bro. Like I would be so far off the rails.
Why?
I would. I would have no sense of why am I trying? I would be
Because you got
broken.
two
I
kids, you
would
got
be
a
broken,
wife,
bro.
you got a family.
I would
Like, you have other family members.
I would be
I think
broken.
you're. I don't think you give yourself enough credit.
I would be broken.
I think that's
I
depressing. You
would be
don't think that's
broken.
depressing?
I think
No, because I believe in it. I
I
believe in
think most people
God.
inherently believe in
I believe
God.
it's the opposite of depressing because I don't just like barely believe in God. Like I all the way believe that what I believe in is real. I get where you're coming from. I understand what you're saying, but no, I wouldn't be. God, I wish I could prove it. God, I
Yeah,
wish
but
I could prove it, man. I wouldn't be me. Like the person that you see is but I get what you're saying. Like if you were able to somehow prove that God didn't exist, then who would this person be? That would just mess me up even more.
see,
I
that's
feel
one
like
of the things that I
I
really
would be
don't.
off kilter, bro.
That's one of the things I hate about religion. And Nelson, you brought this up the other day. Silver, I
Yeah.
don't think you were here, but Nelson's talked about in the past, like how many things he's overcome and how many things he's done. And I always say that's awesome. Like that is, it's so impressive that you were able to do that. And Nelson's always like, I was only able to do it because of God and all this stuff. And that is one of the things I really hate about religion. Like, give yourself some credit, man. Like, it's not
Yeah,
easy to do.
I don't like that either.
I
I
fucking
don't like
hate
that
it.
either.
I think it's disgusting. But see,
I don't
this is
like it
what I
either. I
mean.
think
Like you're a really good dude. I think the way I think the way you treat people. I think the way like you just. I mean, you work so hard
But
for everything that you have, and you're just not allowing yourself to get any credit. And I
well,
get it. Like it's a part of
thank you.
I guess, a defense mechanism, so you don't get too much of an
Mm-mm.
ego going on.
No, no,
But
no, 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 no. Thank you. I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you for noticing that. But it's not so much as of a defense mechanism as it is. It's an undying hope that when you see the good in me, that you see God eventually. That's all.
yeah, but that's the problem is we see it's the two movies one screen because I just see you being a fucking boss and you just see
It's two movies, one
God.
screen.
Yeah, it is because I see you being a
that's
fucking badass and you're like giving all the credit to God and I can't
That's
do that.
yeah,
Like
bro. God is a badass. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I did.
I mean, Silver said some other crazy shit, so I think we're good. Um, I don't know, Silver. What do you think? That's the kind of
I
shit that pisses me off about
I don't
religion.
I don't agree because I think it talks about free will and then God's plan. Those things those are contradictory. So I don't. To me, it's
No, it's not.
well, you
Can
and I
I
have the same. We have the same
can I
past, right?
rebuttal?
Well, hold on. Yeah, but you and I have the same
Hmm.
path. Our past, almost identical, except I didn't go the same way. I got out of it from a different standpoint than you. And so, if you have
Hmm.
free will, I mean, that how does he play a role?
A lot of people do it on
I
their own, by the way. A lot of people do it without God. But to answer your question, free will versus God's plan. Free will. All right, you got kids. It's an easy conversation for me to talk to you about. You have kids, right?
Mhm.
All right. If you had an all powerful plan and you could give them the best life, wouldn't you do it? Just,
No,
I mean, I'm not trying to trick you. I would.
no,
I would do that for my kids. Like, yeah, if I had all
no,
powerful,
because
like,
no, because it doesn't build character. You need struggle.
that's it. So you give them free will and you say, I hope that you'll make the right choices. If you do, I have a
Well,
plan for you.
but
If you
well, here,
don't, you're getting in your
here's
own way.
if we're extending that analogy and we're saying like, hey, you start your kid off at the
Is that?
bottom of a mountain climb, and through adversity and build, learning how to
Mhm.
climb and building a muscle, you climb up to the top, and then you have that shining moment of getting to the top of the mountain and
Mhm.
feeling the sense of accomplishment, right? I think there's a
Mhm.
difference between them actually doing it themselves and what I feel like you're describing, which is like, God who's got his hand on their harness and is like pulling them up, and all they're doing is kind of putting their hands in the right spot, which is the way I feel like
No,
you describe things.
no, I'm sorry. No, I'm with you. I agree with you, what you're saying. I believe that I had to go through those motions to get there, but I believe that once I got there and I was saved, from that point forward, I believe that I believe once you're saved, I believe that the Holy Spirit takes over and there's like you surrender this control to it and you still have to like, all right, man, this is really difficult to explain. So I before Jesus had no discipline. Let's focus on discipline. No discipline whatsoever. Give me a drug, I'll take it. Give me a drink, I'll do it. I got to wake up the next morning at 6 a.m. Who cares? I'll wake up at 10 a.m. Like no discipline. So once I got saved, a lot of I'm not even associating the drugs with this. Once I got saved, I prayed for discipline so that I could carry out God's plan for me and walk it out. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I believe that God has a plan for everyone, but I also believe that we can get in our own way of it. Like God had a plan for Jesus to go and die on that cross. Jesus living here in man form could have sinned and went off track and lost his way, right? But he didn't because he's God. So like he's God in the flesh. So it's literally God coming here in our flesh so that he could experience things like we did, which is where a lot of this forgiveness comes from. If I mean, just my humble opinion, but I believe that God has a plan. We can walk that plan or we can stray. That's our choice. Like I love my daughters, bro. I want my daughters to love me. God, I want my daughters to love me. And I'm going to tell them the right way to live their life. But if they go in a different direction, I don't love them any less. And I'm still going to tell them the right direction to go, even if they go off track. But if they continue to go off track until the day that they die, then they're not going to live out my plan for them. But if they ever come back, there's always going to be a plan for them and in a willing like a outlier for them to succeed. But they have to follow that outlier in order to succeed. If they don't, then I want them to love me, but I don't want them to be a robot. I don't want to say like you have to love me no matter what. Like I want to give you the option. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I would never just want to force that on my children. Like you have to love me. You have to do what I say. I want them to figure it out for themselves and do it on their own. And then I want them to say, "My dad helped me get here." Do I sound crazy?
No,
No,
It's because to me it makes so much sense, man. But it is hard to have those conversations sometimes, especially with people that are like, "Well, why would God allow this? Why would God allow that?" And the truth is I don't know, but I can assume.
Hmm.
like the uncontacted Amazon tribes and stuff.
That's what. Thank you. That's what I brought up. Oh my guy. Let's
Well, I'll tell
go.
you what I told Dylan. I'll tell you what I told Dylan. I think that, well, first of all, the what's his name, Sean? Sean told
I don't
Dylan
know.
that everyone will know Jesus' story before they leave here. I don't know that to be true.
That's not impossible.
It that might be biblical. I don't know,
That's not
but
impossible.
Well,
this is my thing. I feel so too. Wait, let me get my point out. All I know is that I serve an all powerful, all loving, forgiving God. And if they don't know and they're ignorant, like a kid with Down syndrome, or I'm not making fun of them. I'm just saying a kid with Down syndrome would be completely ignorant to this, not able to wrap their heads around it. Or let's say a child at the age of 8 or 9 years old, you're ignorant to it. You literally know nothing of it. I believe you go to heaven. I do.
That's the way I've understood it. That's the way the Catholics teach it,
Yeah.
I think.
well, my question, I brought them up in the sense that we were talking about whether or not a moral society can exist without Christianity. And I said, well, if there are tribes that are uncontacted and don't know about Christianity, you know, of course, the guy I'm explaining the thing to is leaving because you were there for the conversation.
Lord Raiden.
Okay. But that was the point is if there are those societies and, murder doesn't exist there, how does murder not exist if, or how are they, even coming close to a semblance of morality and stability without Christianity, without having been introduced to Christianity or whatever. Um, it's dying at the hat.
Why is he
Can
laughing?
you imagine you're his neighbor and you just see fucking him out there mowing his
Oh,
lawn
I'll
and
send
that?
you. I'll send you what I wear when I mow.
And then
You're
you
gonna be
just
like,
start
what?
talking to him about sin
Probably
and Lord, and he just
overalls with
gets on
no
his lawnmower and
shirt
walks away.
and just that
No,
hat.
no, I wear. My wife's got photos. I wear cowboy boots with like really short Texas shorts that are like 5 inch inseam with a weight vest in this hat.
I love it, bro.
It's a gnarly tan. She's in the chat. She said it's beyond embarrassing.
Oh yeah,
Oh
hey,
god,
oh yeah. I also
that
have
is
like
amazing.
they call them Ranger panties. I'll wear those too. They look
Yeah.
like boxer briefs basically. You work out in them. Hey, look,
Listen, you're a good looking guy. You worked hard for your body. Get out there and show it off, man. I ain't mad at you.
I'm
I
just
just
trying to
thought it
soak
was
up.
hilarious that
I'm just trying to
to
soak up vitamin
me,
D.
you look like Lord Raiden and you just walked away from a conversation that Dylan was specifically talking to you about. And that's what I
I was
thought was so
listening.
funny.
I walked like 2
Yeah.
steps.
I figured you had your like AirPod in or whatever, but
We can't see
I
because of
it's
the
need
still
hat.
funny.
I
Funny
need Nelson
optics.
to hang up that picture. It's been like a year, bro, and it's still on the ground. What are you doing?
I don't think I'm gonna hang them up in here. I have a loft out there. I think I'm gonna
It's
hang
been
them
a
up in the
year.
loft.
It's been a
I just
year.
told Nelson I just installed a
Yeah.
toilet almost all by myself. So if you can't even hang a
I don't
picture,
know,
and the
man.
You
gay
covered,
liberal is
These
outdoing
are
you when it
very
comes to
old. They're
manliness.
old.
dude. You covered one of your people's holes. The New York, the New York Jews coming from the holes. Never mind. That's awesome. I
I
like
don't
that
get that
photo.
reference.
That's
It's a cute
Well,
picture.
she's you know, she's old now, bro. She's not this little baby girl anymore.
is that a bow on her head?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Her
didn't allow
mom
my I didn't allow
her
that.
mom would never allow them to leave the house without a bow when they were this age,
I
bro.
didn't allow them to wear bows like that. That's crazy.
Why not?
Totally opposite. Because it's super lame. It's like I don't like it.
Because he's not married to Lindsay Hill.
Well, yeah, because then I'd be you.
Yeah.
And
She
then who would be
says,
me? Dylan?
bro,
No.
they would Lord Raiden.
Lord
They
Raven.
would never leave the house without a bow, bro.
No, so we
She
had
would
a
have Lindsay would have a meltdown, bro. I know how to do bows. I know how to do their hair and put a little bow in it. I know how to do it
we
because I
had
did
a
it for so long. Every time I had them, she was like, "You are not leaving the house without them wearing a bow," and I'm like, "Okay."
we had an Australian Shepherd named Obi-Wan or no Kenobi, sorry. And he had for some reason he hated bows like with a passion. So he would like get behind the
Really?
couch or whatever. Yeah. And so whenever a little girl would come by, like if it was our kids or their friends and they had a bow in their hair, he would leap through the air and rip it out of their hair. Like
Really?
he hated them, dude. So
Silver,
that's
your wife says that's not true, and they could wear bows if they wanted. But that does bring up a question that I'm curious you guys' thoughts on. Since you guys
I
both,
was no. She's not. I did not allow big bows. and she
Okay,
is
no
too.
big bows. Sorry, only small bows.
Yeah.
So, since you guys both only have all girls, this is actually a really good question. How do you
Oh
guys
boy.
feel about like gendered toys for kids? Like a bunch of people, like my business partner has only girls, or just had a boy actually, but so far only girls. And whenever they had
Shout out to
birthdays,
B for having the boy.
yeah,
Woo!
right. Um,
It's exciting,
it
dude.
was always like little kitchen sets and little like dollies and shit like that, right? Which I think is fine, but I think doing exclusively stuff like that, I think is kind of, I'm not a fan.
It depends on the kid. Cadence didn't like toys.
Yeah. What
Ava
do
So
you think,
loves it.
Silver?
Ava goes into pretend land and loves it. And
we didn't. We never dictated. They always just gravitated towards what they wanted, which was happened to be girl stuff.
same.
We never.
I agree.
What we would like my brother and like my oldest when she was 3, she would
Mhm.
like start running, and we would throw pillows at her from like high and low, and try to make her flip and stuff. Like we did like boy stuff with all of our girls. You know what I mean? I never baby talked them. I never did.
I hate baby talk.
You
You
Yeah,
know
I
know,
think
what?
I hate that.
I don't do it either.
never, not one
I
I
time.
think it
don't
fucks your
either,
kids
man.
up.
But
Honestly, I don't like it.
I was gonna tell you guys, I actually don't know. I've never thought about it. I just don't do it. It's not like
Yeah,
I've just always talked to them like regular people, really, because I wanted them to be smart and have good communication skills.
Yeah,
Um, but I just started thinking about that recently. I don't know. Does it mess them up to talk
I
to them
think
like babies
so,
when they're
man.
babies?
I think so. I
I
think
think
so.
so
I
too.
think, and like whenever they like my
Too
wife pointed
much.
out like our middle child, she was really into the Hulk, so she had Hulk toys and stuff. But um, and she was super into like fitness and has been and still continues to be. But the I think when you do baby talk and or that also coincides with whenever they fall down and you rush over, oh my god, baby, you pick them up and you're like, oh, we never did that ever, like not at all. We never did that. Like we would get them up and then like
Um,
I never did that. So I mean we
yes,
we
yes, yes,
raised
yes.
them.
No, I'm with you on the second half.
We also raised them like like a black family. What I mean by that is like if you grew up, well,
We
if
are
you
canceled. We are
It's
no, it's
so
canceled.
not. It's true.
canceled.
YNs, OGs. Yeah,
And some weird
YNs,
Jewish
OGs.
toilet thing.
Yeah,
What?
so here's why. I'll explain it. And Nelson, you'll probably get it. So like whenever they were like acting up or whatever, I'm like, baby, I'm about to put your head through a wall and talk like mad shit like that. Like I'm gonna spin you around
I don't know
my
about
ankles.
that one, but
But
No, we do too. We do that too. You know my wife, Dylan. Yeah,
that's what that is though. Like that's you'll find that more in a black family than you would a white family. Like we talk mad shit like
yeah,
that. You know what I mean? So like that.
yeah. No, yeah, we do too. We do too.
So I mean, I think it's where
Sometimes I
it's your
have to even
environment.
get on to Lindsay because Lindsay sometimes goes over the line. I feel like with it, I'm like, all right, man.
I'm about to smack you with this frying pan if you don't shut up. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, we do that too. We've
oh,
always done that.
on the toy front, I don't know. Tessa and I are planning on having a kid eventually for a while, in a while, not soon. If we do, I would want to
I bet
introduce.
you
I guess it's different for boys, but for
it's
girls, I feel
different
like
just
there's a
for different
lot.
kids.
Yeah, there's a lot they don't get. Like you're not getting like a doctor set or like, anything like tactical like Connects or Legos and shit like that. Like and I feel like a lot of that leads to these weird like discrepancies between like there's like 1 out of 10 pilots is female. Like you never see a girl with like anything like automotive training or anything like that, anything mechanical. And I feel
but
like
see,
you should at least introduce that as an option so
I
like you
I
can
agree.
did
see
though.
where they're going. Well, no,
I did that.
yeah,
Like
I get that.
yeah, like
I
with my
wonder.
with
I
my
wonder if they're
Mustangs and
just
stuff.
genuinely not interested in it though.
I
Yeah, they
think
just
there's a
don't
lot
care.
of societal pressures though, because if they go to school and all of their friends have dolls, and they're going to want a doll, and like I feel like it's a whole social
Yeah.
thing.
No, I'm
And I
with you.
think there are
I'm with
cultures
you.
in the world where there's a lot higher concentration
There
of
you go.
women that are doctors and pilots and
Come
shit like
here.
that. I mean, there might be like a natural divide where like if all things are equal, then it's like an 80-20 split, and it's a 10-1 split right now. So there might just be like a small difference.
If you could work on cars for a living, would you?
I don't know.
Well, come here. What would you rather do? Would you rather work on cars or give me something?
Be a doctor.
Queen, let's go.
Yeah, she wants to be a doctor.
Gangster.
Ava, why do you come here real quick? Why do you love playing with toys so much?
I just do for activities.
She just does for activities, she says. I was just curious to know what she would say. Shut the door. I was just curious to know what she would say because I don't know. I've never thought about that before, but that's an interesting point. Like, because I don't think as a dad, like, I need to teach these girls how to change the oil on my car. You know what I mean? But that is something that I should teach them. Change your oil because I want them to be independently okay. Like,
Yeah, that's one thing I love
like my
about
wife
Tessa
can't even change
is
a tire.
yeah,
My wife
Tessa's
can't
a
change a
bad
tire,
bitch,
bro.
bro. Tessa, she did a lot of this bathroom remodel just by herself. Like she was waiting on her
That is
plumber to
so
install the toilet. Like she fully gutted it. She changed the fucking subfloor. I think she had a
wow.
contractor do like a lot of sheetrock and concrete installation, but she tiled the bitch. She did a lot of it just by herself, which I
Dylan, I
think
have a
is
question
That
for
is
you.
badass.
really dope.
I have a question for
That
you,
is
Dylan.
badass.
What?
Whenever you do dirty talk, do you say things like "treat me like one of Trump's mistresses"?
No, I've never mentioned Trump during dirty talk.
Okay, I figured you couldn't not bring up politics.
Yeah. I feel like Nelson thinks that about me. Nelson's always like trying to get me to smile, and I feel like he looks at me with pity because he's like, "Oh, this guy's got such TDS. He just can't even sleep at night without fucking Orange Man like running around in circles." I'm not counting sheep.
I
I'm counting
do.
Trumps. You know.
Yeah, I do think that about you.
I know, and I can see in your eyes, but it's just not that way.
God, you hate his guts, bro. And that's okay. A lot of people hate his guts, man. But I just,
I don't
God,
hate
man,
his
some of them
guts.
are
I
just
really
disgusting.
like. I hate what he's doing to the country. I don't hate his guts. Oh, come on. I don't. Bro, I don't.
You
I
hate
don't
his
really.
face, not his guts. Why would you
He
care about
I
hates
his
his
don't
guts?
really. I
absolute
don't
ever
think I
loving
hate
guts,
him.
bro.
No, I
You
think
do.
he's just a piece of shit. He's not worth hating. Like, I don't know, man. I'm trying to think who I hate. People hate. I feel like is more personal than that.
Yeah.
Like, there's people that I hate, but just because they piss me off and like they really frustrate me. But Trump doesn't. It's what Trump does that pisses me off, not just him as a person.
Do you hate my hat?
I don't know. I don't know. I need to think about it, but there's a weird nuance there that I can't put into words. And Nelson doesn't believe me at all. Um, I think your hat's fine. I don't know. Like when I listen to
No,
Trump,
he
Your hat's
can't.
fine.
You don't hate him. You don't hate him because you've said that he's said some funny things and stuff, and most people that hate him won't even admit that.
yeah,
And you've admitted that
Oh,
some of his policies were good too in the past, so you
I
can't
just
hate him.
think he's kind of a dumbass, and I just think he's an
well, that's
egotistical dumbass, and like I don't know.
that's fair.
I'd hate him
That's fair for
more
anybody.
if
I
I
don't
felt
think he's
like
a dumbass, but
he was
that's fair.
malicious and really trying to do bad stuff. But I don't think he's really like, I think he just kind of does. I think Trump just is. Like,
Well,
he just wants to make a
I
lot of money,
actually
put his
feel
name
like
on stuff, and like, do whatever he wants.
people can say what they want to say about your thoughts on that. I actually think you're extending grace. I do. But because most people that don't like Trump would say he's trying to be malicious and trying to be evil. I think that most people would look at you and be like, "How could you call him a dumbass?" But I actually think that that's showing grace. I
Well,
do.
what's it?
Like
Hanlon's
I think he's an
razor.
idiot.
Hanlon's razor, I think, says, "Don't attribute to malice what you can to stupidity," which I think is a way to debunk a lot of conspiracy theories. Ironically enough, because I think most of the time bad stuff happens, it's just like people being stupid or scared or whatever, and
Do
less so
y'all
people
believe?
trying
Well,
to screw people over.
I know Silver does, but Dylan, do you believe that there is at least a hint of truth to all conspiracies?
I mean, there
The
has to
good
be.
ones, yeah, the good
I mean,
I
ones.
there
think
has
there
to
has to
be
be.
a hint of truth. Let me think. I mean,
Here's an example,
oh,
like
maybe not actually.
So here's the 9/11 conspiracy that there was detonations, right? So there's reporting on the ground in the day of that they got rid of, but the people saying that they heard explosions at different levels. But then you just had the Jeff Bezos rocket blow up and did not take down the tower that was holding the rocket, which was the third largest non-nuclear bomb to ever be set off on the planet, or maybe just on the United States side. And it didn't break the steel beams, but it did on the towers. Like that, there's a truth there somewhere. Whether or not that conspiracy is real or not, I don't know. But like that is weird.
Well, there you go.
I feel
Okay,
like the 9/11 thing is almost like I almost feel like the 9/11 thing is evidential at this point, and it's like what's understood ain't got to be explained type of deal. Where it's like I feel like 9/11 had to have had some sort of inside job.
I mean, I think
feel like I had
there's truth in the sense that like it's not ever just based on nothing, right? Like I don't know, but
Yes.
if the question is if that like underlying truth is actually true. Like I feel like they're all based on something,
Yeah.
but they're not necessarily all based on truth, is what I would say.
I like that answer. I think I'm with you. I think I
Because
agree.
there's always some weird, like Candace Owens and her like weird Egyptian plane thing. Like, sure, maybe there were Egyptian planes flying over America right as Charlie Kirk died or some
Making the
shit.
connection
But
is
like,
crazy. Yeah.
or yeah, like, or maybe there were
Rest in
planes that
peace,
weren't
Charlie,
Egyptian,
man.
or who knows what the fuck the actual reality is. I've not looked into it.
My wife hates
Rest
my
in
hat.
peace to Charlie. If I was your wife, I would hate your hat too, bro. You look like you're about to fight Baraka.
Well, if you were my wife, we would have what you would have.
Yeah, we'd be in trouble, wouldn't we?
You'd be Dylan.
Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk.
Who
Yeah.
died
His
because
wife
of
was
his
wild.
religion, allegedly, according to Nelson, all the time.
At this point, I don't even want to argue about it anymore, man. I just, do y'all feel, Dylan, as somebody that doesn't really believe in anything that he believed in, do you still believe that? Let me think of how I want to word this. Because I know you, but do you believe that he could be? Do you believe that he should be considered a hero?
I don't think so.
And why not?
Well, okay, it depends on how you define hero. Because I would say a hero is somebody who like does something exceptional when it's very difficult to do that. Like I think he did something difficult in the sense that he
Good
built like a
definition.
really good political empire and created a lot
With
of
youngins.
influence with youngins, yeah, which
With
I think
youngins.
is very impressive. But I don't think
With a bunch of YNs.
but I don't think he was a hero. I think maybe he's someone to I yeah. I think he's a good role model.
You
I feel
believe
like
that Renee Good was a hero, correct?
no, I think she went kind of down like a bitch. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Because
So
well,
I
here,
think
wait. Let me just so
Maybe I'm conflating hero with bravery.
I think Alex Preddy was more of a hero than Renee Good. Um,
Is that
the guy who got gunned down, yeah.
I mean,
But
but because
here's
he
what I would
had
say about Renee Good is like if you're gonna do some kind of civil disobedience, sorry, I couldn't find the word. Civil disobedience, like park your car in front of ICE to try to disrupt them from doing whatever they're doing, then you need to be down with accepting the consequences. Like if fucking Rosa Parks sat on the bench and then as soon as the cops showed up, tried to run away, then I'd say went out like a bitch.
got it.
Like you
Got it.
gotta once you do it, you gotta fucking do it and get arrested and make that statement. You don't get to try to drive
Got it.
away. Like I think it sucks that she died and it wasn't good that she died, but you just
That's
got to do it.
exactly
Like
100% agreement. That's exactly why I thought that Trump went out like a B on his first term. I thought he went out like a straight B.
well, yeah, he did.
so
It was bad. It
the
was
hero
really bad.
definition is a person admired for their courage, outstanding achievements, noble qualities, or someone who serves as a principal character in a story. So in that case, I think he fits the bill.
Yeah,
I
outstanding
do too.
achievements. I don't know. I just feel like there has to be, for me, a hero has the implication. I don't know why, but has the implication that
I
they like
thought
overcame some great difficulty
I thought
or
a hero
I
had to save a life. The way I
I
viewed it.
think I believe he saved lives too. I think that
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk will be uh I think he will be missed more than we even realize. Um I don't even think that we will I don't even think as a human I don't think as Americans we will recognize I don't even think we'll recognize how much he will be missed. I really don't. I think that he did such good things, man, and I feel like it just gets conflated with the BS because he said a lot of stuff I don't agree with, but he religiously, like spiritually or Jesus, whatever you want to say, like just what he did for his faith and being so stand up in his faith, man. I just think that was so special, man. It was so special. Um and he was so good, dude. He was so good at it. I just think he'll be missed in a different way. But
I think the problem is the media and everything moves so fast. There's just so much going on. I think he's already kind of out, you know? Like there's some
I
people who
know,
still
man.
talk about him, but
Isn't that crazy?
I mean,
Because if this
plus,
was 2001, bro, if this was 2002, I mean,
well, plus
this
TPUSA, bro. I mean, God knows, Erica is
yeah,
just fucking that shit right up. Like, oh
she is.
God. So
What
I
was
don't
it
know. We'll see.
recently? I saw Jody texted me and said I didn't even check into this. I haven't had service for the past 3 days, really. So if there's anything new, y'all let me know. But I heard that someone tried to someone tried to Erica.
I
I
heard
didn't
that.
Is
even
that
hear
true?
that.
Y'all didn't hear that?
Mm-mm.
Maybe I don't know where she heard that from.
I
She
don't
told
know.
me that.
There's not much in the past few days. What do you guys think about the UFC thing at the White House?
I think it's going to
I think
be
that's cool.
awesome, but
I think that's cool.
I mean, I'm a huge UFC guy, right? But from a spectacle standpoint, it's gonna be great. But from thinking of our forefathers and like what the White House is supposed to represent, it's a travesty, right?
Really?
I didn't
Yeah,
even
because
think about that. Yeah,
it seems like trashy, kind of. I
Okay.
don't know.
that's true.
I mean,
Fair.
you know what I mean? Like I don't.
Fair.
Now, is it going to be awesome? I mean, I'm going to watch it. I'm super excited for it, and we're gonna have a giant screen. We're doing a big party for it, but at the same
Mhm.
time, it's also kind of gross. Like I don't know. It's supposed to be a prestigious area, and it's supposed to mean a lot to you, and the government itself is like degraded itself to where nobody cares anymore. But I don't know. It seems gross, and the way his rhetoric is and what he's been doing and how he just merged our military with Israelis. Like I don't know, the whole thing is just disgusting.
Well,
And
would you feel the same way if it was a basketball game that was held at the White House? Would you feel the
yeah,
same?
yeah, I don't think
Okay.
that's yeah. It's not just the fighting
Okay.
part.
So it's like the sports aspect of it. Okay.
Yeah, it just seems kind of gross. I mean, but again, it's not. It doesn't bother me. It's. I just think it's kind of gross. I can't imagine
I
like
get
George
it.
Washington being doing that. Like
I get it. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I could see
I'm
it
with
being
it.
a good
I think
thing,
that's cool.
maybe, just to get people to care about politics, but I don't think it gets people to care about politics.
no, it's it. He's so divisive. I don't know. I mean,
Dylan, people aren't going to care about politics as long as it's this thought out, bro. Like even the people that pretend to care about politics, I feel like they're just pretending. Like I don't think it gets
But you
redundant.
don't even really care
I'm
about
exhausted
politics
talking
either, is
about
the
it.
problem. I know that's the
No, I
problem, but it's
know.
so important. Like there's,
Well, that's why I decided, you know what, bro? I'm not gonna pretend to anymore, bro. I tried. I was trying to, but it's just like what he's talking about with like it's just gross. That's how I feel about politics, bro. Y'all are just disgusting, you politic people. Yeah.
yeah, it's like I mean, you go play 007, the new video game that y'all are missing out on, or especially Nelson. You
Is it
just
on the Switch?
no, bro. I'm not a lesbian. What are you talking about, dude?
Hey, I have a Nintendo Switch for my kids, bro. That's all I have.
Shame. No, but I'm just saying, like you play 007, bro. Bond, James Bond, and you're like, I don't give a shit about Trump. I'm trying to be James Bond.
yeah.
Like,
But is
I get
that
it.
not
I feel
like
that way about
you're the conspiracy guy? That's literally just the big tech fucking. man trying to, make you docile and submissive so he can
I
fucking
know.
tax you and fucking,
I know.
poison
I
you and
love it.
shit.
And I love it. It's great. I'll be Wally. I'll be Wally.
Oh my god.
A human Wally.
Just keep feeding me the fucking Matrix, please, Daddy. I'll just take all of your blue pills. It's you.
Yeah.
Blue pill after blue pill.
Can can I ask y'all something, Dylan? As a business owner, I would like to ask you this actually. Let me explain the situation first. All right, so Drake is, other than Taylor Swift, probably the highest selling artist in the world right now. Um, if all right, so he's recently sued Universal Music Group, biggest label in the world. He sued them for defamation because they used bots to propel Kendrick Lamar's diss record to him, calling him a PDF file. Just hold on. So Kendrick calls him a PDF file, and the label decides to go against Drake, who's made them all of this money, team with Kendrick to push Drake out, and they push the button on it. Grammys, Super Bowl, everything, right? So Drake sues them for defamation, and he still owes them 3 albums. So in one day, he releases 3 albums in one day, puts all of it out. They're all good albums. They're all performing really well. And now he's out of the deal. All right. With you knowing the backbone to this story, if Drake, the biggest artist in the world, decides to go independent with no record label, what do you think happens to the record business after that?
Are you asking him because he's Jewish?
No.
I wasn't going to make the reference. There were plenty of opportunities.
That was good.
I feel like it sticks around probably. I mean,
You think
yeah,
so?
I feel like it sticks around probably. I mean, usually I feel like for stuff like that, I feel like there's reasons they exist. Like we had that conversation about your other job and the value they provide. Like I feel like if there's stuff like that that exists and continues to exist in the free market, then usually it's for a reason. Like there's some kind of service they provide, there's some kind of ability to
The
find
button.
stars or stuff like that where they can propel, like you can find a talent and instantly propel them up and then make them very
Right.
profitable very quickly. I feel like there's probably always going to be something there, unless like algorithms get to the point where they can do that, to the point where like say, oh Nelson, suddenly you can make music and you can put it on Spotify, and then suddenly the Spotify algorithm can say, oh shit, if we propel this to all of our listeners, then it'll go mega viral, right? But until Spotify can do that themselves, I feel like the record industry will probably
Is
exist.
they
Well,
need
I feel like
mentors,
Drake will
Dylan
be
or
able to do
Nelson.
that.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
that
Drake will
too.
be able to do that, and I feel like Ren is already kind of like people like Ren are already kind of doing that.
Yeah, but
So
people
that's
like
where they
that are
need mentors.
exceptional. People that can be self-taught like that are very exceptional, I think.
So
Very rare.
Yeah.
they need mentors and they need help and guidance. So if you look at the biggest independent artists right now, well, if you go into AI, they'll tell you a few different things, but for all intents and purposes, it's like Oliver Anthony, it's
Yeah, yeah,
Whiskey
yeah.
Myers. So like when Oliver Anthony was blowing up, Rogan was like, dude, don't sign, because he knows
Right.
too many musicians, and he's like, I'll help you, put you in the right
And he
time, you know.
won't.
And he didn't.
Yep.
And so then he started getting hosed by Ticketmaster, and they started charging $300 a ticket. And he's like, I'm out, and so I'm not playing I'm not doing any stadiums. He's only ever going to charge $40 a ticket, and so he does like
Insane.
county fairs and stuff. So like, and then you have Prof talking about why he didn't sign. And so the more that people start having help in not going mainstream like that, and Ren and stuff like that, and the more, and Tom McDonald's a really good example of it. But the problem though is that you have to have extreme work ethic, because like what
Mm-hmm.
Tom has done, what Webby has done by themselves is remarkable, but they also
Yep.
have crazy work ethic that not everybody has. And so if you're a really talented person like Adele, but you don't want to do all that legwork, that's what the music industry can take advantage of you, because they'll do all
It
the
can.
legwork.
I definitely think that there's good things to the music industry. I think we've seen it with people like Jelly Roll. where he did it independent and it wasn't enough, and they propelled him to another level because they pushed the button on him. All of a sudden, he's at the Grammys. And that is
Yeah.
the button. That's the button they can push. They can put you in rooms. They can put you around people, and if you can sell yourself, you can elevate. But I do think that it's going to be super interesting with independent music moving in the direction that it's moving, which is in an upward trajectory. If Drake leaves, which I don't know if he will, because I think the Universal will pay him billions. I really do. I think they will pay him billions to stay. Because let's be honest, new artists, new artists don't sell. Let's just be honest.
Well,
what artist has come out in the past 10 years sells records?
You're not just seeing this in music, though. You're seeing it across the video game world, which is way bigger than the music industry. Ain't shit compared to gaming. And all these independent people are
really
killed. Oh, not even close, dude.
I think probably because gaming's more international, if I had to guess. Because gaming, you have huge markets in China and all those other places.
If you take music and Hollywood, combine it, it's still not top. It's not even close to gaming. Like
really,
not even
really,
close. Like nothing. Like go look at the stats of GTA 5 compared to anything else entertainment. It's not even close. So
that was super hype, though, right? GTA 5.
It's gonna crash the world economy when the new one comes out. They're already the markets are already planning for it. That's how big it is. So, but aside from that, like you have independent gaming, you have independent movies taking off. Like all these new independent films that are coming out, like the Iron Lung, Obsession, Backrooms. These are all independent films that are outdoing the big studios in real time because they're tired of the censorship. They're tired of like the
so gaming's even doing independence.
Yeah, it has been forever. Like
I didn't
Witcher.
know that.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of games that are independent that are huge now because
they don't sound with like a Rockstar Games, for instance, or EA games or whatever. Okay.
NBA2K, yeah. So you're starting to see more of that take off, and I think it's a good thing because you get more freedom to do what you want.
Very cool.
And Taylor
I didn't realize
independent
that
now, isn't she?
Huh?
Isn't Taylor independent now? She owns all of her masters and stuff now, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So who won the defamation lawsuit?
A distribution deal, but it's still going on. If you ask me, I think Drake's got a case. I think he has a case. But the issue is like the hip hop industry is against him because they think that he's suing Kendrick for calling him a PDF file, which I would be totally against.
Yeah, he's
and Drake also brought reactors into the lawsuit as well, saying that like I'm not including me in this conversation, but saying like No Life Shack and all of these big dogs were essentially calling him a PDF file too, but you got to think Drake has like sponsorship deals with Nike and has all these other checks coming in. Like they squashed him. They literally tried to bury him. That's part of what's so impressive about this comeback. And the fact that he put out the 3 albums at once shows I want to get out of my deal. But the fact that they're doing so well, this is the best selling albums of the past like 2-3 years. So the fact that they're doing so well says, I think Universal pays him $1 billion just to stay. And I think he'll do it to prove a point. Because Drake has the creative freedom as it is. He's Drake.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the music industry.
I think that the music industry. Well, I was just asking from a business perspective what you thought about it, because I've been thinking about it recently and I just feel like it's just going to be a super interesting time. Did lightning strike over there?
He just rolled something off his head. I think what'll be interesting is if they can ever break up all these like Ticketmaster monopolies. That's
a lawsuit going on right now too.
Yeah. But it is absolutely insane how much money they make and how hard they fuck people over.
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see Zach Bryan, but I'm not paying $1,000. But I would.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just paid $700 to go see J. Cole in July. Drake would be $1,000. Just
for how many tickets?
Wife. 2.
Oh, damn.
J. Cole's huge, but J. Cole's one of those artists that you're going to pay a lot more money for. But
it's just ridiculous. And it's highway robbery. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I refuse.
That's the thing.
I love live music.
But stuff like that, it will never get fixed until this is the same thing as the politics thing. Shit like that will never get fixed until people actually start giving a fuck about it. Until it stops making them money, that they won't stop doing it. Like people have
Well,
to care enough to go out of their way not to see the live music that they want to see, and then prices will have to come down. But people don't
it's
care
going to
enough to
happen
not do that.
organically because inflation and shit. We're not going to be able to afford it much longer anyway.
The problem is people will find a way, man. People will find a way.
Yeah, we'll find a way.
Like,
I'm gonna
So,
find a way to see music, bro, at least once a year.
all
yeah.
I know the people that watch this, some of these Trump supporters. I want you to go to your favorite AI and type in how much of the deficit has Trump added. Just go type that in and see what it says. It's going
Where
to come
did
back.
that come from?
Well, because it ties into this because
And
we're not
I'm
gonna
the
be able
one
to
with
afford it much longer.
TDS.
No, we're just not going to be able to afford it much longer, dude. The inflation is about to be insane. So, I mean,
Yeah.
thank your Trump voters.
Well, the inflation is going to keep going up until we get the war settled, which is not looking great. At least not on good terms, because it seems like every time they come to like somewhat reasonable terms, the terms leak, and then a bunch of people get mad, and then Trump tries to change them because they're not good enough. So, like,
I
yeah,
also
wait,
just want to prove. I just wanted to prove the point that I could literally just talk about Drake, and y'all would still figure out a way
Well,
to bring
because
I
politics.
it goes hand
didn't.
in hand.
I was
They go
perfectly
hand in hand.
fine.
It goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand because it's gonna fix the problem whenever we stop when we can't afford to do luxuries. They're just gonna force them to bring the price down.
Well, it
Outside of
does.
what? That's
Yeah,
why I
I
brought it
mean,
up.
Silver's right,
Fair
and
enough.
that's what I always say: is politics affects everything. It
I think
affects
so too.
fucking everything. Unfortunately, price of all
Make your
goods.
pitch, bro.
I
Tell the
mean, it
people out
does.
there.
That's it. That's all, what I always say: is
Tell them what you
politics
want from
affects
them,
everything.
Dylan. Let them
I
know.
want you to become an educated voter, an educated and an active voter. All right. I want you to be able to do at least some level of research, understand what reality is, and I want you to vote in every motherfucking election. Primaries, midterm primaries, local elections. Silver, you
Do it
fucking
all.
hasn't. I don't think Silver's voted once in his entire fucking life, and he bitches like somebody who does.
Oh
At
man.
least Nelson
Well, I
votes
had a good time.
sometimes.
I had a good time talking with y'all, man. But I gotta go, dude. I'm getting delirious. I'm so tired from that drive. But
All
I
right,
had a
it
good
was
time
fun.
talking with y'all, man.
It
Yeah.
was a good time. We went a little over. It was
I'll
nice.
clip some of this up tomorrow, man. I'll take a day off with content and just clip some of this up, put it out, see what we can clickbait people into watching.
Hell yeah.
I love you guys, man. Y'all have a good night.
Hey,
Have
you
a
too,
good
buddy.
one.
Take care. Those pictures better be mounted up next time we see you.
Not going. Nope.
All right. Bye.
Later.
Oh, real quick, you also watch Hail Mary, Project Hail Mary.
Okay.
Outstanding movie.
What is it? What's it
It's
on?
it's like 20. You have to rent it for $20 right now. It's not on streaming yet, but
Damn.
dude, I'm telling you, outstanding. Like it's wholesome. You can watch it with your kids. It's phenomenal.
I know, but I just told you I paid $700 for J. Cole tickets. You think I'm gonna watch something for $20?
Bro, it's
Just
better than
messing.
it's better than the J. Cole concert for sure.
Bang for your buck? Probably.
Yeah, nah. Hell nah. Y'all have a good night.
All
All
right,
right.
later.
See ya.